Today we're going to look at the Marlin Model 30AW. This is built on one of the most popular lever action platforms, which would be the Model 336. The 30AW was kind of a scaled down version of the 336 that was sold at Walmart. And it would be packaged exactly how you see it now. This camo sling, a scope. The only thing that has been replaced since this gun was bought new, I believe, is the rail. But according to the serial number, this is a 1989 model, which of course means it is a JM model, which is also stamped on the barrel. So we're going to take some shots today. We're going to see how this thing groups at 50 yards. It was sighted in originally with some 170 grain core locks, but we've got Winchester power points, 150 grain. We're going to see where it prints on paper at 50 yards, and then we're going to ring some steel at 100 yards. Stick around. As you can see, these do eject out of the side. You guys know, I mean, if you're looking up a Marlin 3030, you're going to know that it ejects out of the side. But that's what makes mounting the scope up here possible. I do have a Winchester 94 as well, and really I like shooting it with open sights anyway, so the scope, I could kind of take it or leave it, but it is nice to have the scope. So first we're going to fire 3 shots at the target at 50 yards. We'll see how they group, and then we'll sort of make an adjustment for that based on the 100-yard gong. So let's give it a go. All right, don't really see where it flung off to, but I'm sure the camera sees it. We're just going to fire 2 more, and then my aiming point is the bullseye. So high, low, whatever, that's where I'm aiming. And I have to take this off every time just because it's gonna hit the table if I don't. All right, we'll leave this on an empty, go down range and take a look. So at 50 yards, we are just a little high and a little to the right. I'll bring it back over to the left, but the height I'm not going to mess with. We're going to try 2 shots at 100, and yeah, 100's about, I'm not going to say it's the limit of this gun, because you can buy the pointed tip rounds from Hornady, the Lever Evolution, and you can extend it further than that. But for me, the 3030 is about a 100-yard gun. I've shot 3 deer with a 3030. I've only been shooting 3030 deer hunting the last 2 years. All 3 were within 50 yards. I think the furthest was 50 yards. So let's see if we can hit that steel at 100. That's a hit. And it looks like it was still high and left. So we'll pull a little bit further to the right. But hey, hitting that gong at 100 yards is a dead deer at 100 yards. All right, I think that one's to the left too, but let's go get a closer look. Now, hey, you may be thinking to yourself, hey, that's a, nice chunk of steel at 100 yards, and we got 2 hits with the 30-30. Yeah, my aim point was right there. So as far as elevation is concerned, I think elevation is fine. I'm not worried about that at all. We're still shooting over to the right, so I just need to crank that scope over to the left just a little bit more and I'll be right on the money. So let's give that a shot. So now we have two back-to-back misses. And after some frustration and accidentally manipulating the scope the wrong way, which I'm sure you guys have never done that, finally got it to pull to the left instead of pulling over to the right. So yeah, inside of the scope I was making it go even further to the right, which is not good. So the first time we clicked over 16 clicks in the scope, brought us over here, so we brought it back 8, and we just took one shot right here. Again, aim point's right here. This is right here. So, I mean, with 30-30, like, that's acceptable to me. Again, if you stuck this on the side of a deer, anywhere you hit inside of this at 100 yards is going to be a dead deer. Well, there you have it, guys. The Marlin 30AW. Again, it's just a more like streamlined version of the 336. Doesn't have any of the checkering. It uses a different kind of wood, you know, according to some, if you look on forums, according to others, it's still walnut. Some say it's stained walnut, some says it's walnut. I'm not that big on woods, so, I mean, it looks beautiful, regardless. And this was a 1989 model, and from everything I can tell, it was not used that much. Like, it has been kept in a closet somewhere because it is virtually like new. But again, thanks for stopping by. The Marlin 30AW in 3030.